At first look, you may not recognize what this is, but this I'm very excited for. This is a Lamborghini Aventador. It's going to be an all-wheel drive using Tesla motors, and you can see the Lamborghini brake rotors right there. So this is still very much a work in progress. We're going to have a session later today that is going to be all about this build. You can see the carbon fiber here, super cool. But for now, they actually brought it out and are going to be showing the progress of the build. And we can see it's starting to come together. Now here's a crowd pleaser, the Key Truck. This is Mr. G's workshop over off the East Coast. You may have seen his YouTube channel. If you haven't, I definitely encourage you guys to go check it out. But this is just a really cool build. He did a session on it earlier today. He uses this as a literally mobile classroom, teaching people how to do EV conversions, all of the components, what goes into it, how to do it safely. And he's actually done this conversion in a way it's very easy to take apart, put back together, and really demonstrate how all of the technology works together. And then of course, this swappable battery. How could you not love that? One of the things that is kind of interesting about these Key Trucks is that they just happen to be, I wonder if we could see it here. Yeah, they happen to be mid-engined from the factory. So you have actually a pretty great spot to put your electric motor in there. And in this particular one, he did maintain the transmission, but he says, you know, now that he's driving it, if he was to do this build again, he would get rid of the transmission and just run the single speed. All right. This is always nice to see. Beautiful red Mustang. This is Pat's build. It's a super clean Mustang. We'll do more of a deeper dive on this later, but I just am always excited to see this car. He's done a lot to it. He has the Revolt Systems motor in there. Then you see this, you know it's fast. It is also just nice to see these muscle cars back on the road. And this one has been done with so many nice details. You can even see he 3D printed a little bit of emblems there. The switching with buttons. Awesome. And now this one here is a new one for me. I haven't met the owner yet, but it looks to be a little MGB. And what do we have here? Let's explore it together. So we got a battery pack in the back, and likely one in the front too. See, can we tell what type of modules these are? The interior, keeping the classic look. Oh, there's more batteries in the back there. Gotta get that. All right. And then what do we have under the hood here? That sure looks like a Leaf motor and inverter to me. So I'm going to go out on a limb and make the guess that this is a Leaf conversion with the Leaf battery pack, Leaf motor, in an MGB. Super cool car to see. All right, here we have the Ohm wagon. This is Ohm on the Range, Terry, his car, and it is drivable now. Atom drive unit, Ampere EV batteries. He was doing burnouts yesterday, so you know it's living its best life as a classic car, repowered with electric, high horsepower, high torque. One of the really nice details I like about this car is that you can just pull this up and you can see everything that's going on, and that's really, really cool. We'll try and catch him later and have him give us a deep dive walkthrough on it. This you may have seen on my buddy Jimmy, his channel, EV Swap Conversion. He does a lot of really cool builds, and if you aren't subscribed to it, I suggest you do that. This, I really like the build. It's a Nissan Frontier truck that has a Nissan Leaf motor, and it came out super clean. So you pop the hood, it almost looks stock the way that it is. Beautiful rims. The bed tips up. You can see the battery boxes are fabricated right in under there, tucking it in, maintaining all of the space for a truck. And this detail is particularly interesting too. A nice little solar panel on the top there. So this truck gets some use, some truck duty, absolutely. We're gonna have to catch up with the owner here real soon. What you can see here is a F-150 Ranger from Current EV Motors. They're out of Austin. This is a super cool car. It's fun. I haven't seen these in a long time. Brings me back to being a kid driving in some old pickup trucks. But really clean interior. You'll notice that is a trend with a lot of these EV conversions. As people are figuring out how to do them more and doing more and more of them, man, they're just getting so clean. Willwood brakes, battery up front. We'll have to chase the builder down a little bit later and get the details on all of the components that they put in here. But just an absolutely gorgeous car. I wonder if we can see much under there. This red Porsche 924 from Carl. I absolutely love this car. He's done so much to it. It's a full Leaf drivetrain and Leaf motor, Leaf batteries. I think it came out of a 2023, so it's the more powerful and bigger battery pack. And he just swapped it into this Porsche, the Porsche being rear wheel drive. The motor sits back there under the rear battery pack. And as he says, it's kind of the ultimate driving car. As part of this, he also redid all of the suspension and really beautiful rims there, clean interior. So we went on a drive earlier. If you haven't seen that yet, check out the dedicated video that we did on this car. Here you can see in the back, he has the pad out. Man, it's got some get up and go. Here's another one that I'm not familiar with, so I'm gonna have to find out who built this one. But we'll explore it together at the same time. So V-dub looks like it may either have the stocks. They might be using that shifter just to go forward and backwards. They have computer control in there, wood panels on the inside. See some high voltage cables, contactor box. Here we go. And we see here the good stuff, Hyper 9 motor and high voltage wires going around. You can see, I don't know if you can tell, but that is direct into the transmission, so looks like they're shifting, unless they have that just stripped to a single gear. I've seen people do that before. So we'll find out the full story on this build. And then here's the battery box up front. All right, so then rounding us out here, the classic EV Conversions service vehicle. Not a bad service vehicle, huh? Pretty fun, charismatic VW. Oh, they have something open here. What can we see? Tesla modules. So that answers that. Another example of a super clean interior. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be able to peek right back here and see what else they got going on. And every once in a while, I am not mistaken. So there's our Hyper 9 motor that they're using, and then we saw the Tesla modules that are under the bed. This looks like a false bed, or that's just how the V-dubs were. That might be a question for them. I'm not entirely sure. That kind of feels like it's meant to be. So they may just have had a very shallow bed. I'm not a V-dub expert, but very cool nonetheless. You guys know that I love this truck. This is the Datsun 620 from Team Arcblast. Proud member of Team Arcblast over here. This is an endurance racer. We raced this in 25 hours of Thunderhill, 25:01, the longest race in the US. This is the battery swap system, and here's the interior. You know, we spend hours and hours in this car that is running on a Hyper 9. That's a water-cooled Hyper 9. And all of the suspension is actually Miata suspension with these tires. So, man, it runs, it sticks. All right, well, if you thought that was fun, then you might want to consider coming to State of Charge next year. There's a lot of really clever builders that are doing things that make the moment in car history that we're in really exciting. So tune in, talk to y'all later.